cannot distinguish between what their brain is telling them and what's actually occurring, those people should not have weapons. But you and me, or you and I, or the large percentage of the population, and I mean the overwhelming percentage of the population, that knows how to use good judgment, should have a right to bear arms. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. If there's a man who breaks into an elderly woman's apartment, or an elderly couple's apartment, and threatens them, or begins to beat them before they steal things from them, I think that couple has every right to blow his head off, because they are in imminent danger and they need to protect themselves, and they have a right to protect themselves. What happens if you start taking away self-defense rights? It's a slow but steady decline in rights. We need to stay away from that. Look at this, just like this NSA thing. Republicans have talked about how they want to eliminate the NSA's, they want to limit the access, or the access to looking into people's, records, social media, phone calls, all that jazz. It was in the House, and it was defeated. Now, I don't know I know one Republican, the guy who runs the NSA, he wanted it voted down because it interfered with part of his job. And he wants that power. But there were certain Republicans who were trying to kick it down, but apparently not enough. And as a result of it, they still have that kind of access to your records and my records wrongfully. The reason I jumped to that, from gun control and self-defense rights to NSA interference in our lives, is we're talking about two rights that are in serious danger: the right to bear arms and the right to privacy. And those are slowly declining. And people like celebrities who have, in my opinion, normally an uninformed logic behind their statements. They're just going, I don't think they're bad people, mind you, but they come off and make statements like, after this kind of situation, I think it was bad. We need to change the self-defense rights. I'm not proclaiming I know enough about the circumstance with George, what is his name? Zimmerman. I'm not proclaiming for a second that I know about that. But I don't care about George Zimmerman. I care about the 95% of the population who do nothing, who have no intent to harm, but want the right to protect themselves in the potentials of imminent danger. And you start taking away those people's rights, especially people who are doing their best to be good to the world, which there's a lot of people trying to be good to the world and just live their lives. You start taking away their rights and making it to where they could face charges, then I think that's corruption. And it's wrong. Right to bear arms is a key part of our rights. That means that government cannot have military that could come in and say, okay, you do what we say. And they say no. Like, well, who has the weapons? You don't want to give government. It's what happened before we broke off and formed a new country. We had to go against the resistance of the King of England. Who was the King of England? My history's not good. not gooder, but we broke off because those rights were not a part of, it was religious, and there was other policies that were the reason that we formed a new nation. And those rights were specifically pointed out because it was part of the rights that people did not have in their former affiliation. Make sense? So as a result of it, 200 plus years later, almost we're edging on 240 years later now? Yeah, 240 years later, to start to see that decline happening more and more in our society, it's very dangerous. It's taking us back to another place. And mainstream media are a problem. They are. Look at how they try to win affection for the way they do things. Look at it. Look at the way people over-publicize and buy the garbage because of the way the media sells it and tries to show you how cool some of these rappers are, or how cool people like Kim Kardashian are. I'm not telling you that they're horrible people and that they go home and kick babies, but they can create material that's cleaner than that. If they're intelligent enough and creative enough to come up with the material that they come up with, then I know it is within them to come up with material that is more beneficial for society. It truly is. And I'm not saying that, well, I am in a way saying that's the kind of stuff we need to be working on as a society. That's the kind of stuff we need to be stopping. It's stuff that talks about abusing narcotics and liquor, abusing women, separating us by gender, ethnicity, social class, orientation. That's the kind of stuff we need to be stopping so we can come together. Taking our rights makes us not, well, we're creating our own selves as victims when we allow that stuff to happen, but taking away our rights is actually putting us more in a position where we have no defense. That's why people that are in office right now who support this kind of garbage, taking away self-defense, they need to be removed from office. People who got us into wars that shouldn't have gotten us into wars need to be out of office. People who are not helping to break down and to evolve the disintegration of barriers in all those areas I mentioned need to be removed from office. Absolutely. Our neighbor Canada is doing a hell of a lot better than we are on that. And let me make sure I just pointed east because I may have pointed north. South. East is that way. So, is that right? Behind me. I don't know. It's, oh, who knows where they, east is that way. Alright, anyway, you know the point. Alright, I'm gonna get off here. Stop letting celebrities guide your way to make judgments because you think they're cool. Because most celebrities are talking out of the opposite end of the body from which I'm talking out of. Celebrities are here. Me as an actor, I can tell you my opinion, and I can tell you my opinion as a person right now, but I don't have influence like that. You know what I mean? I don't have influence like that. And because if I was a celebrity, and I had a mainstream perspective, or if I had influence because of celebrity, because of being an actor or musician or whatever, I don't think that's my responsibility to get involved in that sort of stuff. I think it's wrong to do that because a lot of celebrities just aren't that informed. They're too busy creating material. Okay, just reality. They're too busy, that's their place in society. And that's a responsibility they need to take pretty seriously. Especially considering the garbage that, not to offend, but it's true, rap is the one that talks all the time about drugs and abuse of women. And does racial separation. It's the kind of music we don't need. It's not healthy for society. Face the facts. Tell me another genre that does it, and I'll do the same thing. Oh, screamo music. That doesn't do anything for anything that talks about how, well, Miley Cyrus, for crying out loud, needs to have better responsibility. She's talking about, what is it? She's talking about hanging out with Molly. What is that? It's not LSD. I can't remember what it is. Acid, I think. I'm not into drugs, so. But she has a responsibility not to be putting that garbage out. They have a responsibility to bring society up, not to bring it down. I don't care if you like it or not. I'm not here to be a friend. I'm here to give you a reality. And now I'm here to blather on because it's time for me to go. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your evening. I really do adore doing this. And I appreciate those people that check it out. Especially if you're getting some cardio. Feel free to share your opinions below if you want to. I'm not above hearing people's opinions. This is mine. Alright, take it easy. Have a great day. Live with passion. See ya.